I must confess, I was very, very disappointed at the way the series ended. Here was a series 2-1, so much to play for. India have never won 3 abroad since New Zealand in 1968, only once, 1-2. There's something about going into the 5th test of a series, win, draw, everything just builds up to that last test match. I was very disappointed with the way it ended. But, and I will tell you this, there will be a lot of theories going around. Who is right, who's wrong, finger pointing, which constituency you come from, who do you want to protect. In the end, you have to bow to the times. If there's a war, if there's a disease, if there's famine, we bow to the times. And I think we had to bow to the times and say, COVID, thank you very much. You gave us 4 test matches to watch, and that's the way it goes sometimes. Now, what were the highs then? What will I remember? The first thing I will remember is the opening batting. Typically, if you see when India have been traveling abroad, India have had opening partnerships of 20, 21, 22, average opening partnerships. I think once even below 20, suddenly we come here, it's 50 plus. In perhaps more demanding conditions, with someone who was still having to prove himself as a red ball opener in these conditions, and someone who was given the job 2 days earlier wasn't even in the top 2 openers that were available to India. So I thought that was number one. I love the fact that this 4 fast bowler engine that Virat Kohli has made has worked. I'm not sure it'll work every time. Maybe sometimes India overdid this desire to go in with 4, but that is the captain's prerogative. So and 4 fast bowlers. What I liked even more was India took 6, except for one game or a couple of spells from Ishant where he just seemed to be running up short of petrol. I'm sure he wasn't 100% fit. But otherwise, you see, each one of them had a role to play. ShardulThakur took wickets. Siraj had a couple of great spells. Bumrah was there all the time. Bumrah, Shami will always be there when the captain wants. Umesh Yadav with that fantastic performance in the last test match. Every time India brought in a fast bowler was ready. And dare I say, there was Prasidh Krishna waiting for you as well. So the use of the fast bowlers to me was a big plus. Number 3 was every time India were down in the series, they seemed to find somebody to lift them up. Whether India playing at this level should need someone to pick them up from a down, that's a debate for another day. The great Australian team didn't need to do that so often. Occasionally they did, but not too often. But look at different players who did that. At Lord's, wonderful batting conditions, and then Siraj comes and delivers one spell where he just tells his captain gives him a tired old ball, he delivers with that. Then Rahane, Pujara can't manufacture a run. The sale going on Oxford Street, they can't get a run over there. And then they hang in. What was it? You had to take the game forward. Rahane and Pujara hung in. One got a 40, one got a 60. They didn't look pretty, but somebody was there to breathe life into the game. ShardulThakur suddenly comes in and he's ready. One of the features of Indian cricket in recent times, whether it's been Mayank Agarwal, whether it's been Siraj, whether it's been Washington Sundar, whether it's been ShardulThakur, are players coming in and looking ready, and ShardulThakur looked ready. To me, ShardulThakur's straight driving was one of the joys of this series. So I thought ShardulThakur coming back in when the team required was one of those. I think we need to give some credit to Virat Kohli for the manner in which India played at the Lords and at the Oval as well. So to me, those were the highs. Shami's bowling, Bumrah delivering at the Oval right at the end. The 4 fast bowlers delivering there was fantastic to me. So these were some of the highs for me. There were a few lows as well. But I look at the England highs first because there were 2 teams playing. Joe Root, Jimmy Anderson, Ollie Robinson. I think they might have finally found somebody in Ollie Pope because he's coming, going. But I think they might have found somebody in Pope. I was very disappointed with Overton. I thought I could say that about Overton too. And Vokes just proved that he's a fine player once again. But the lows, I expected Rishabh Pant to play a match-defining innings. I know he got a 50 towards the end. That made a big difference in the last test match. But I expected him to have a little more of a role with the bat. But as a keeper, he just keeps getting better and better and better. Outstanding with, again, spin in India and in very difficult conditions. Because there you see the scramble seam, it comes, suddenly the ball hits the deck, straight seam, it goes off somewhere else. I thought Rishabh Pant did well there, but as a batsman, I expected a little bit more from Rishabh Pant. I think India should now be a dominant team in world cricket. We talk about the fact that India come back so strongly, came back from 36, came back from 78, came back from 124-7. I don't think India should have the need to keep coming back all the time. And I think there's a worry in the middle order now. It was okay for one series, okay for two series, but the numbers from all of 2020 and all of 2021 are definitely worrisome. Pujara is a class act, Rahane is a class act, Kohli is a class act, but India's not getting enough from them. So that was a pitiful low. I think before India go to South Africa, India will have to get those three firing again, or find 3, 4, 5 who will keep on firing. Because if 6 doesn't deliver also, 3, 4, 5, 6 is too much. India stayed alive in the series because of the openers, and I think no praise can be too high for the openers. So in the end, what is the contest that you remember? The box office contest, Anderson versus Kohli. Because 2014, 2018, so different. What's going to happen in 21? Yes. And to me, though, there was one other contest that every time the sort of protagonists were up against each other, I was watching, and that was Bumrah to Root. Look at Root's numbers against every other bowler, and look at Root's numbers against Bumrah. And Bumrah slanted him and seam it out. Even Root batting with a big 100 behind him suddenly nicks one off, because that's how difficult Bumrah is to face. Bumrah to Root, to me, was the defining contest of this series. So it ends 2-1. I think it should have ended 3-1. I thought India had a very, very good chance at Nottingham to win it, just 150 to get somebody who would have got those. Is the series over? I don't know. And isn't that sad to say? Because you really want to review the end of a series. Will India go back next year and play a test match at Old Trafford? And will that be the end of the series? We don't know. As I said right at the start, we bow to the times and say thank you for what we got. If it's a 4-test series, India winning 2-1, I think India will take that. The cycle that I thought should have happened last time, winning in South Africa, Australia and England, and I thought India were ready. India only won in Australia. Now that cycle is resumed. Winning in Australia, winning in England. If India can't win again, that South African side now is where they are. It'll be disappointing. So overall, very happy.